नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। आज हमारे साथ हैं ऑनररी चेयरमैन मिस्टर पंकज जैन, जो कि एसोसिएशन ऑफ वेल्डिंग प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के ऑनररी चेयरमैन हैं। तो सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। और इतना बड़ा आप प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट कर रहे हैं जहां पे इंडस्ट्री, वेल्डिंग इंडस्ट्री के कहें कि धुरंधर इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं और उनको आप इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं। और मैं आपसे सबसे पहले जानना चाहूँगा कि आपको कब लगा कि एक ऐसी एसोसिएशन बननी चाहिए जो कि एक नीड है आज के इस बदलते युग की। इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो रहा है, चीज़ें चेंज हो रही हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी बड़ी फास्ट चेंज हो रही है और एडेप्टेशन की भी ज़रूरत है टेक्नोलॉजी की। तो आपको कब लगा ऐसा कि ये होना चाहिए?
थैंक यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फॉर दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी। टू गिव यू द राइट कंटेक्स्ट, ये एसोसिएशन मैंने चालू नहीं की है, बट आई एम द करंट ऑनररी चेयरमैन जी। This association was started way back in 2005.
Okay.
And by a group of stalwarts in the welding industry.
Okay.
So, as you know, welding is basically at the core of manufacturing.
जी.
You talk about EVs, you talk about submarines, you talk about Statue of Unity, you talk about rockets, satellites, and whatnot. Nothing is conceivable without welding in today's world. So, our founders of the association have come together and we are just following the good work which has been done in the past. And this association, of course, now represents the complete ecosystem of welding, which includes manufacturers of consumables, the filler materials. It involves spare parts manufacturing, and it involves the raw material manufacturers, it involves the welding equipment manufacturers, and so on and so forth. So, but it's basically only for the manufacturers.
Okay.
Now, if you see in the total scheme of things in the manufacturing on a national perspective first, so in the national perspective, we are contributing about $2.1 billion in the Indian economy. The global size of this welding economy is almost $27 billion.
Right.
So India is way behind, and when we are wanting to come closer to what China is doing, which is the manufacturing of the world, and everybody is now looking at India in view of the present geopolitical context that India could be one of the alternative manufacturing for the world. So there is a long gap between what we are doing and what the advanced world has already done in the past and what China has accomplished in the last 1 or 2 decades. So that is where AWPM comes in, and they are playing a very, very important role, which has been in the last couple of years been being done more aggressively, because we want the polity to know that how this is going to make a difference. If you see the for example, China grew up in the last 40 years because of certain right decisions which they have taken in terms of developing, say, R&D centers for different kind of areas which were very, very important for manufacturing. Like, say, for example, they have a R&D center for welding, they have a R&D center for casting, they have a R&D center for for example, electrical equipment. So everything is standardized, and if somebody as an entrepreneur wants to go into that industry, everything is ready. They have to just pick up the project, even the project report is ready, they go to the bank, and then the industry can be conceived in no time. And even to the extent, as in China, there is a lot of hand holding in terms of providing land or providing for example, even build up sheds and so on and so forth. Of course, in India, government is doing a lot in the recent past, but whatever development has taken place, it has happened because of the efforts of the entrepreneurship spirit of the Indian businessmen. So now that, if coupled with the hand holding of the government and the right quality in place, even this industry can go places. Right. For this industry to become maybe 3x or 4x, is not a distant dream if the right decisions are taken. So that is where AWPM is trying to play its role and trying to bring in the complete ecosystem at one place, and also in the process bring the latest technology as it is emerging the world over in welding.
Yeah.
Looking forward, in the next 1 decade, we are talking about, if you see from, we are going from industry 4.0, which has just come in about a decade back, to industry 5.0. And there again, welding technologies are changing, and our members are keeping pace with that, so that the goal of the Honorable Prime Minister is no way found wanting because of the welding technology.
Yes. So you mean 2047, you keeping in mind the PM, this mission, Viksit Bharat, that can be achieved through the this development of the welding, adopting new technologies and developing the new skilled workers, and adopting new technologies by which the new innovations will come up, and we can compete with the globally in the terms of manufacturing, as well as adopting the robotic technologies with the AI.
Well, very apt question, but there are a lot of gaps here. Of course, it can very well be done by digitalization and by the automation and intelligent machines. But today there is a big problem in terms of skilling, for example.
Yeah.
When we are talking about scaling up from 4 billion US dollar to 30 billion US dollar,
Yes.
so a lot of things have to change, and again welding is going to be one of the center stage in that. So unless we are able to bring our ecosystem in pace with that vision,
Yes.
so then we can find problems there. And even today we are facing this kind of problem, that we have shortages of welders, we have shortages of welding engineers.
Yes.
And sometimes even the right consumable is not being manufactured.
Yes.
So that is where we are trying to bridge this gap. We are talking to the government. What ideally at AWPM we are strongly believing in is that we should have a kind of a ecosystem as a cluster, where you have central R&D, which is a national R&D mission. There you have the testing facilities, you have the project consultancy available, you have the all the manufacturers in that same cluster, so that it develops something like many other industries have developed and grown globally. If you talk about automotive sector, for example, or machine tool industry, for example, so that has happened. Industry of welding being a smaller in size, they have certain limitations in terms of capital, in terms of finance. So there, if government is able to do some hand holding, we are willing to take that extra step and be globally competitive. Having said that, even now these technologies are already being adapted. Indian skills are never a problem, but having the right quantity of people into the ecosystem, for which they have to be shown the way. So that is where our association is ready to walk the talk and work towards skilling the manpower too, with the government support.
Thank you so much, sir. You have given so many valuable points to the industry, and creating such a platform for all the manufacturers. And thank you so much, and keep on doing all the good work, and contributing towards the Viksit Bharat mission of Pradhan Mantri 2047.